All right, Ian.
Yeah.
So at the end of the Nintendo Direct, at the end of going over the Splatoon 2 Octo expansion, they were like, "All right, we're done with this," and then they go back to a couple of Splatoon girls fighting each other. What's the proper name for
Inkling.
Just an Inkling girl?
There's an Inkling girl and an Inkling boy fighting.
They're firing at each other with Nickelodeon colors.
And they're just having a good old time.
Good old time, throwing a bomb at each other. Which reminds me of the little paint grenades we had when you were a kid.
Yeah.
From like Gotcha or whatever. And then everything goes black.
Yep.
It goes dark.
And then their world ends.
And then a fire. And then turns around. Ah!
And then the Smash Brothers logo appears in her eyeball.
And a million fanboys come at one time.
Yes. And everyone goes nuts, and Mario and Link walk out, and
very ominous.
Yes.
Like they don't walk out, they just like the fire in the background, like, come on, join us for this.
I love
what is this, a club? It's like Fight Club for Mario characters?
everyone made the comparison, but it was just funny. Like when Villager got invited to Smash Brothers, he got a nice little letter in the mail. When the Inklings get invited to Smash, their entire world goes black and fire, erupts. But
so this was, I guess, people every Nintendo Direct like, oh, no Smash. Like there will be some people that the only reason they buy a Switch will be for Smash, but they're the very, very minority here.
Yeah,
but they're vocal about this shit.
Yep.
Sorry, you want your one fucking action, brawler game to come out once every 7 years or 6 years, but there's other games here. But this time they get, they got their wish for a tease for Smash Brothers game number 5 already.
And this is a pretty, well, we'll get to the whole 5-4 mix-up thing in a second.
Sure.
But it's more than a tease. I mean, it was a teaser trailer, but
it's an announcement trailer to me. It's not even a tease.
Sure, it's an announcement. But the release date being in 2018, that's a shock. When you think of a tease, you think of a game coming a year away, 2 years away.
The Metroid Prime 4 was like, we're developing it. You're not going to see it for like 2 or 3 years, but we're working on it.
Exactly. Or the Final Fantasy VII remake. Maybe in 5 to 10 years. Yeah. Here's a picture. This is, that's why I hesitate to call. I mean, it's teasing, but the people who want it don't have to wait around for this as long as they would have to for a regular game that would be teased like this.
Sure.
So it was an interesting way of doing it.
What's interesting is that Nintendo's basically already said, okay, you had your big game for the first holiday season Switch, and this one only basically a year and 8 months in is going to be your second big holiday seller for us. Will be this game.
Jesus, if they can keep up this pace.
But they've already fired like 3 or 4 bullets out of the chamber for their first. I mean, you will get this is where we're going to get to. You will get a new Mario Kart probably in a few years, since this was a half upgrade. This one.
Yep.
So the question is this going to be a half upgrade? That's the question that I think we have to ask ourselves. Just because, hey, no one really played the Wii U Smash Brothers, so why not re-release it with some bells and whistles and upgrade the graphics and throw in some new characters and some new maps? And it's not a lot of work for us, but hey, you'll still accept it as a new Smash Brothers game, and you'll eat it up. And people will buy it and enjoy it. And why not?
Yeah. So various people that I had that I read opinions of or talked to, like Norm or Gilly or Eric Bailey, various people who I chatted with about it. I think the reasonable expectation of this is it's going to be a half step, because the Smash Brothers 4, there is a scene for it, a tournament scene for it, but it was a game that was less played because the Wii U was forgotten. No one did anything with it. It's a solid engine. They put a lot of time and money into that game for, what ended up being little return.
They sold only 5 million Smash Brothers Wii U, by the way, to put in perspective.
So with the Switch, and then they also had the 3DS one, and I don't know how much that one sold. Perhaps you can mention that.
Perhaps I'll look it up.
Perhaps.
Perhaps I'll produce the show.
But I think what makes sense.
It sold 9.16. It sold almost double on the 3DS.
Crazy. So I think what makes sense is they would take the levels, because the levels were unique to the 3DS. The 3DS had different levels than the Wii U version. I think it makes sense to take the
Just
levels,
throw them all together. We'll
together,
give you all the content.
throw them all together. Maybe splice some of the levels down a little bit. Maybe you don't need all of them. Keep as much of the DLC as you can. Keep as much of the special characters as you can, as long as there's licenses. As long as they can hold on to Mega Man, Pac-Man, Sonic.
Oh, the Capcom will sell them for 3 cents. So sure.
Right.
Sega will give them away
Sega.
for a pack of cigarettes.
And Namco will do it.
Namco will play ball.
Yeah.
We'll get Pac-Man in there.
So do that, and then shake up the roster a little bit. Do we need 5 or 6 Fire Emblem characters? Probably not. It's not as relevant as it was at the time. Are we going to get Cloud back? Hopefully. Who knows? Add in a bunch of new characters, obviously.
Or were people pissed about the Ice Climber guy not being in it?
Ice Climber hasn't been in since Melee.
Okay.
So, but do that, add some new characters, and change some stuff up, but you can make it look like a newish game and not make a completely new game.
Yeah, the same thing they did for Mario Kart.
Right.
They just added a little bit, just enough. They upgraded the graphics.
And 4 has its own play style, feel, and mechanics, and it would be weird to take people who have tried to make something out of the Smash 4 scene and discard it for all new mechanics. Like I said, Nintendo just put too much into 4, I think, to throw it all away.
And remember, it's been only 3.5 years since Smash Bros. Wii U came out. It's not a lot of time.
Right.
So I don't think to expect a whole new game from scratch. I don't think you're getting that.
And the people who keep saying that it's going to be a whole new game are really digging. I keep seeing this meme going around involving Patrick and another character from SpongeBob, where it's supposed to be like proof that it's part 5, and they're using like a copyright date or something, and they're trying to like read into like the copyright date at the bottom of the Smash thing, and it's like the part that they're looking at, it's like, you don't understand copyright dates. You don't, and then they're like, "Oh, Namco's not in there." And it's like, look, you can see this exact copyright date in Smash 4. You don't know how to read copyright dates,
Sure.
okay? So they're trying to like make an argument entirely based off of this blurb. It says original game, and it's like, no, it's not.
It makes
That's
sense.
not what it means.
It makes sense for an upgrade because they worked twice as hard to make 2 different versions of the game, and one of them sold abysmally because the system did.
Yeah, and one
So
of them
why
didn't
not-
sell as well as it could because it was split between 2 versions.
So why not? Then we'll have another go at it. We're not going to say we're not going to do a new Smash game, but maybe this will hold you off for like 3-4 years down the line. The same way with the Mario Kart. You're going to get another Mario Kart game, but it's going to be a few years probably before you get a whole new fresh one. And it doesn't matter because most of the people didn't play this one, so why not re-release it? I don't have a problem with that.
What I think is really going to happen with the Switch overall, with a lot of these games, and we can tie this in easily with Smashes. Nintendo's probably finally going to have a console here that's going to have a long enough lifespan.
You get 2 from a franchise.
Right. Just like how there was a Grand Theft Auto 4 at the beginning of the 360 and the PS3, and then it was around long enough to get a Grand Theft Auto 5 at the end. Those are big games with long development cycles, but they still got one on each end.
Sure.
The Switch is gearing up to be around long enough where it's not unfathomable that they will have a Zelda at the beginning
Yeah,
and
sure.
a Zelda at the end.
Go out in fashion, or maybe the Super Switch.
Sure.
Was probably a better name than Switch U. Super Switch. I'll sign up. I'm going to trademark Super Switch. I think this will be a big seller. Not as much as Odyssey, obviously, but it'll do well. And maybe you'll get another big game. It's because fighting games aren't for everyone. Maybe you'll get some other Nintendo title that'll come out near the end of the year to hold people over until. Remember, this will only be a year and a half into the Switch's lifespan. That's like nothing. And you're going to have a lot of these big first-party titles out. You're still not going to have your Metroid Prime game. You're still not going to have your Star Fox game yet, or hopefully like your F-Zero game, or Pilot Wings, or Wave Race Switch. We can dream. Give us Wave Race Switch. Why not? That's a nice budget title, $30 title. I'll buy Wave Race Switch. So all right, so that's what me and Ian are going to call it, as this is going to be a 4.5. It's going to be a Mario Kart remastered sort of deal, which is fine. I think it'll be fun, and once again, it'll be portable, so you can fight with Norm at the bar while you're drinking beers, and I awkwardly stumble in tired as hell. I wonder what you guys are doing. They do that with the hell game you play with that.
We were playing Waku Waku 7 and some other King of Fighters 98.
All right, so I'm gonna buy the fractured butthole. I'm gonna buy the butthole, and then I'll probably buy Smash and maybe Tennis Aces. I'm gonna buy that.
I'm definitely buying Tennis.